much like I would consider that to be more like Jamiroquai or more pop or R&B. Big group, and they're going to release the song I did with them as a sort of a duet. And then I come here and we go home on Monday, and then next week I am finishing the lyrics to my new album, which is coming next spring. And then in August I sing the album. And in September there's a new live DVD called Soulfully Live in the City of Angels on Frontiers, which is, for me, a magical moment. Very special.
Yeah. And I've heard that you played Hey Joe in Budapest.
Foxy Lady.
Foxy Lady, not Hey Joe. So
somebody said Hey Joe, it's Foxy Lady.
I know everybody said that, but it's not true.
Chad Smith and myself and JJ, and sometimes John Frusciante, we have a trio and we play at Sammy Hago's Cabawabo or in Orlando, the Hard Rock. It was for fun, and we play some cover songs, and that is one of the fun Hendrix songs.
Yeah. And the new record will be on Frontiers record as well. So do you feel good with them?
Here's the thing. Serafino and Mario at Frontiers treat me really well, with respect. How they treat other people is not my concern. We have a great, I believe, a really good business relationship, and they appreciate my music, and they appreciate the fact that I do a lot of press, and I don't have a problem with talking to the press and TV or radio. It's not a problem for me. So we have a good relationship in that way. But they also are very enthusiastic about my music. You know, when you're with a company, a bigger company that has many bands, you get lost. You know, and as you know, rock music in general, from 70s rock music or classic rock music, is not a huge market like there is for Eminem or whoever. So it's good to be with a company that, number one, wanted me to be there, and number two, respect me, and we can have good relationship.
Okay. And will the new record be still a hard rock record, or will you move more on the funky side?
Oh, well, the album, the DVD is obviously the songs you've heard before, you know, and they're done with, in a very, in the way you've heard them, but they're kind of funkier in a way, because there's two guitar players and Chad's playing drums, and he's the best. The album, which is coming in the spring, for me, is the most rock, funkiest, hard rock, not R&B, Stevie Wonder, Glenn, or like Play Me Out, or Feel. It's more, it's recorded live, bass, drums, and guitar, as it happened live, like I used to do in Purple, for the first time in years. So you can hear the three of us almost spontaneously going for it. You can hear the air. There's not that many overdubs, and it's like Chad forced me into doing it like the Chili Peppers. They all play together. Me, JJ, around Chad, like looking at each other, playing live. Very important, and you can actually hear it on the tracks. The ends of the songs are very live, which it is, and you can actually feel the music. The songs, for me, are the deepest rock songs I've ever made. Seriously. The album has a thread the way through it. It's got a feel that is like more of a cohesive album thread. You know. It's very heavy, very funky, it's very passionate, it's very soft, and then extremely loud. What I'm saying, the dynamics are almost like a brand new group. For me, it's like a start again. This album for me is like a brand new beginning. And this is the first interview I've done about it. So I want people to know that this is like a new beginning for Glenn Hughes. I've never said that about the last album or the one before. I believe that this album, and the beauty of this album is that it's begging to be played live. the songs are saying, please play me live. It's impossible not to play them.
Yeah.
Some of the albums I've made in the past, difficult to play some of the songs live. But not easy. I never thought about it, but until this album, when I was writing them on the bass, I went, well, this is going to be easy to sing. So it's great.
So during the field tour, you kept saying to the audience that those was going to be the last time they could hear Purple songs live. But you still play
Terrible.
Purple songs.
You know, here's the problem with me. Here's the problem. If we play in London, or we play in Paris, or if we play in Munich, or, you know, the audience probably want to hear probably newer songs. If we play in Budapest, or we play in Russia and Japan, a lot of people want to hear the old songs. And we don't have a production where I can have 40 songs to, you know, pick from. You know, I can do that, but it's too much trouble in a production like I have, which is minimal, you know, minimal production. I may have said on Feel, this is the last time, but I haven't said it since. I've never said that since, because every time I go to rehearse a tour, I will go, like, for songs in the Kid Rock, 4 songs were played live, and they were very receptive to the audience. So 4 songs from that album were represented, with maybe 3 or 4 other songs, and then half of the old songs. Without getting into trouble, I'm not going to promise, but it would appear that the next time I play, a lot of the newer songs will replace the older songs. So I'm going to have to say goodbye to that song, and that song, and that song. It's difficult, in a way, because I do enjoy singing You Keep On Moving or Getting Tighter. But it's maybe... It's like I have to, like, say goodbye for a couple of years. Only because the depth of the songs on the next album are so, for me, inspiring to play and sing, that it's a very passionate album. But don't get me wrong, it's not like light and R&B or LA soft jazz. No, it's fucking really deep, you know. JJ's playing unbelievable, like an Ebo and more maybe it's just more surround, you know. And the bass is really, man, the bass playing on this album is probably the best I've ever done. So you know, and him, he's a monster.
Yeah.
Not a lot of keyboards, not so much. So I want people to listen to the album and don't think of Deep Purple or Hammond or you know, Richie Blackmore. They've got to take this album as this is probably a new beginning. But it's a rock record. But it isn't this.
Yeah.
As you know, I'm not that anyway.
Yes. Never been.
But I've never been that.
Yeah.
If you ask me, I will tell you this is probably the most honest rock record I've made. As Feel was honest.
Yeah, Feel was great.
After Feel, a lot of people in Japanese, oh, so funky. So I make Addiction, too heavy. The way it is, too musical. You know, everybody has got an opinion. You know, everybody. So when I decided I was going to be more rock on Songs in the Key of Rock, I decided to go that way. But as you know, I don't make the same record every year.
Yeah.
Without going into names, in the 80s, a lot of bands like this band would every year have the same like feeling and stupid lyrics and I want to rock and all that. Never been that way with me. I'm singing about really what's going on in here. Here, I'm singing about what is affecting me and that's affecting you or you at some point. Everybody's going to get the feeling of what I'm singing about. So this album is really personal again. As Addiction was very dark, this riffing album is very, very personal, spiritually. There's a lot of connection here. I don't use the word God too much, but there's obviously a spiritual thing going on. you know. This is an album of growth. There's a lot of lyrical content about change, about acceptance, and about realizing who I am and who I'm not. You know. So this is an album for a rock fan who's going to think a little bit.
And at the days of from now on, you were tributing a lot God, you know,
Very
in your
much.
lyrics. Now you don't do that so often. So
more so on this one.
yeah.
Yeah, there's more. If you look at the lyric, you'll see that there's a soul connection. There's definitely a rebirth, if you will. And that's simply because I've opened myself up to the universe in a way that when you become older, if you are in contact with a conscious contact, I don't want to call him God because he may offend somebody, but I have a conscious contact with something which I call God. On this album, there's obviously a lot of acceptance to that. There are people across the world that you can't say God. You don't tell me to love God. And it's like, you know, I do. But I don't ram it down the throat, you know. This album has been made in a very good point in my life. As Songs in the Key of Rock, I'm married to Gabby, and I'm very happy. I've got great friends. My family is still alive in England. I have got great, you know, home life is great. I don't have a lot of blues to sing about, really. Because everything is okay with me. But then again, I don't want to talk about, I've got a nice car or a nice house. I don't want to do that because that's bullshit. What I'm trying to sing and play about, and you can hear it in the playing. You can hear Chad pushing, I mean, like he does in the Peppers. You can hear it, you can actually hear it. It's crazy. It's all live. Everything you hear, maybe a couple of rough edges, which is okay. Maybe a little tiny mistake here, but it's real. Trapeze was very real. Led Zeppelin, you can, when you hear it now in the remastering, you can hear, what was that? This is the way this album is. It's not polished, perfected. There's a lot of things like maybe there'll be a keyboard coming on, just take it the next verse and take it away. Or the guitar line, the pattern will change. Or I may sing something that I didn't sing on the first verse because I don't want to follow a form that is popular in a way. I'm actually, really, on this album, really asking the Glenn Hughes fan to flow with this record.
Okay. And what about HTP? Is the project still going on?
The HTP project at the moment for me has put it on hold as HTP. For you may look at Glenn's career and go, maybe Glenn is concentrating on HTP now and putting his career backwards. I committed myself pretty much as a friend to Joe for 2 years to make 2 tours, 2 albums, and then I would take a break and then do a longer Glenn Hughes thing with Chad. And for instance, later this year, Chad and I and JJ will do a big tour in England with full press and a big. I consider that to be the next level. So after that, I didn't particularly want to go to make another tour with Joe after that, because now we're on to Glenn and DVD and Soulfully Live, and it's more solo with Chad. And then the next album comes out with me. Then there's going to be 2 months in Europe, which I really want to play here, obviously in Italy. Which will be, as I say to you as a friend, it appears to me that I want to play the new songs. 5 at least new songs from the album. So when you throw some songs from the last album and maybe one from the previous, you're going to have more on the scale of the new Glenn Hughes than the old Glenn Hughes. And a couple of my friends in Los Angeles said to me, I asked them, what do you think about, they love the new record. They said, your real fans that come to see your concert will flow with you with your new material. Makes me feel good, Saying goodbye to the old Purple songs is a little tough, because people like them, but I'm getting a little, I'm time to move on now.
Back in the 70s, that that's exactly what you did with Deep Purple when you entered the band. You skipped most of the classics that people...
Intrapedis.
Yeah.
In '72, somebody sent me a reel tape, like an old reel. We hadn't recorded You Are the Music, okay? We did 5 songs from Medusa, 3 brand new songs from You Are the Music, which nobody had ever heard, and 3 songs that was never recorded. That is what you call the birth of music. Now I'm actually going back in, I'm not trying to be 1970 anymore, but I'm actually realizing that you gotta take some risks. It's not like Glenn Hughes is being Stevie Wonder, which I love, as you know, or being Al Green, or all these people I love. I'm actually giving the rock fan, the Glenn Hughes rock fan, something to really listen to and go, oh, I hear that. That's, actually, this album was a lot of preparation. A lot of songs were written, and there's a lot of love in this record.
Did you get any offer from Dario Mollo for playing live with him? Yeah. So do you plan to do something with him?
I don't know. Truly, I am so busy. Tony Iommi and I are releasing what was called Eighth Star in October. It's going to be called something else. Remastered, remixed, new song. Oh, sorry, another song which no one heard. It's coming on Sanctuary. There's 8 songs. I don't know what it's called. Tony and I may play together next year. The thing is with Dario, because I'm doing solo and then the Chad thing, and then maybe Tony Iommi. I mean, maybe. Tony's a really good friend, and we believe Iommi and Hughes have something we haven't finished yet to play live.
Yeah.
And after Sabbath, I think Tony really wants to go out and do it again. And we're really good friends. So I have to put things in order. Chad and Glenn, Joe and Glenn, Iommi and Glenn, and then without offending Dario, I don't know if I have the time to give his music the nurturing it is. I think it's great, but I don't know if I can have the time.
How did you feel singing on such a heavy record as the second Voodoo Hill?
Good question, and the answer to that is, when he sent me the music, he always sends the music and I write the lyrics and melody. Each song, I said to myself, okay, I'm going to make each song a little different feeling vocally. Like, it's on purpose. It's to shake up the rock fan and say, well, Glenn Hughes can't sing that. It's not right. It is okay. Because I put myself like an actor in the role. When I hear this music, I hear Judas Priest. I heard Judas Priest. And then I maybe hear, something other in the next track, and then I just put my hat on different vocal styles.
Yeah.
So for me, it was a lot of fun.
And what about the 2 songs that you have recorded for Matteo Filippini?
Interesting. He sent me the first one, and this boy is number one. He's a lovely guy. The song is obviously crazy about the funkier Glenn and trapeze, early, like Mark III, and he's very with no special form in the song. There's no verse, chorus, bridge. It's all over the place. But it's crazy. I enjoyed it. And because Pacey's on there as well. And Matteo's a lovely fella. The second song was done 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Another crazy form in the song. But once again, in a way, it sounded... It didn't sound like it was written by an Italian or a French or a German. It sounded, oh, I can sing this. I can maybe make this a little special. 6, 7, 8 things I get out of 10 I don't do. I have so many requests and types that will come to the house that we can't do everything. It's impossible. But when I had this one, I went, oh, this is fun.
Okay. And so, you said that you're going to play...
This one? Well, because I know that Rock TV is yeah, a few minutes from now, I think. Yeah, and 6:30 we will have a Rock TV interview.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
Well,
Ok, stiamo finendo.
no problem. Nice.
You should change your shirt then. Then I'm going to have to get you taped up.
All right.
So you got to change.
Well, right now I can't because it's going to be hot. That shirt's like full quality.
Okay.
Just a particular. After the show, do you want to go to a restaurant and eat something?
He's going to be starving.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Because, yeah. Because if you want to have a shower after the show, if you want.
It may be possible
Yes.
because it's going to be.
I have
We brought
all the
towels.
necessary for you. Yeah.
You know something?
I
I might do that. It's a good idea.
Yeah, and I brought towels from the hotel.
Yeah, good idea.
Oh, well, no problem.
Prego.
So, prego, magari. So
Magari.
Stuzzicadenti.
Stuzzicadenti.
We will go into a restaurant of a friend of mine, not so far from here, to have wonderful food.
Yes.
Okay?
That's what we want.
Ci saremo anche io, Roberto.
Wonderful.
Robby,
Yeah.
probabilmente ci saremo anche io, Roberto, Matteo, poi noi la nostra roba ce la paghiamo noi.
Certo.
Costantino.
Non so come, perché
Sì,
qui
sì.
pagherò io per tutto.
No, no, la nostra roba non ti preoccupare, Robby.
Ragazzi.
Bye.
So, you said you're going to play live with Tony Iommi, but will you play Black Sabbath songs again? No.
We don't know.
Honestly, when I tell you this, I don't want people to read this in your magazine, which is great, by the way. I don't want them in Italy to go, oh, I'm English, because Tony and I, we love each other. He wants to play live after Sabbath.
Yeah.
He wants to play. He's great, and he asked me, can we start tomorrow? And I said, I can't now. You're doing Ozfest. Because we were going to do writing in August. But he's going out with Ozzy on Sabbath until October.
Yeah.
Then I do the chat thing, and I'm going to be in South America in December. So, it's a matter of schedule, and it's also a matter of what happens next with Sabbath.
Okay.
So
maybe still James Brown sing Metallica? No.
No.
It's too early to say.
No, honestly now, in '85, on that 7-star period, I wasn't the man I am now.
Yeah.
And I was confused. And for me to be in Black Sabbath was wrong. For me to play with Tony Iommi on 7-star was fantastic. For me to sing War Pigs is wrong. Anybody but Glenn Hughes. Anybody. It's crazy. No disrespect to Ozzy or Geezer or Tony or Bill. I love those guys. But for me to sing, it just isn't right. But you never know.
Okay.
James Brown again. You never know. If I was to sing those songs again, I would, like in the Buddha Hill, put my hat on and be focused in an actor way.
Yeah.
Like my friend Rob Halford, he's a great character. We had the whip, then he had the bike, and then the ball. He's a great character. It's called acting.
Yeah.
I can do anything. I can sing metal. I can sing R&B. I can sing jazz. But people have to open up and go with it. It's only rock and roll.
Yeah. Think we've done. Our time's
Great.
up. Yeah. So we'll meet later.
We met in Roma, yeah?
No, not in Rome. We met in Bergamo.
Bergamo.
I'm a friend of Roberto Cosentino. I'm a good friend of him. So
Roberto.
I love that guy.
Roberto.
Robert De Niro, I call him.
Yeah.
With long
He
hair.
looks like Robert De Niro.
yeah.
Roberto De Niro.
I say, what happened to Totti?
Yeah.
Totti,
So we're going to meet later on. Okay.
nice to see you.
Okay.